The inspector's voice was tight as he watched the footage replay. Chika came in, but she never came out. He stopped the video at the exact moment she entered the lobby. The camera showed her smiling down at her phone. Ada felt her knees buckling. She wouldn't just disappear, Ada said, voice shaking. Something is happening inside this place. Inspector Kelechi nodded slowly. If that's true, it means someone here knows where she went. Someone is hiding her. He stood sharply, waved Ada closer, and spoke quietly. I'll open a case. It won't be easy. This place has connections. But if you're sure she came here, we'll find her. Whatever it takes. Ada felt a flame of desperation and fear rise within her. Whatever it takes. The first days of the investigation were slow. The hospital claimed it had no hidden rooms, no hidden corridors. Its staff acted shocked, offended, and spoke of lawsuits and slander. But as Kelechi and Ada pressed harder, tiny inconsistencies surfaced. The visitor register for the day was missing pages. The receptionist on shift claimed to have gone home early and refused to make a statement. The hospital's cleaning staff spoke in whispers about an area marked off-limits for maintenance work. Then came the biggest crack of all. An anonymous tip came through the inspector's phone one morning. A short, broken voice spoke quickly. Check the basement. Not the staff one. The old one. Under the laundry room. The line went dead before Kelechi could ask more questions. With a court order and armed backup, the inspector returned to the hospital under the guise of a routine inspection. Ada refused to stay in the car. Against Kelechi's wishes, she followed him and the team down the corridors. They ignored the polite protest and headed towards the laundry room. Behind a shelf of folded sheets and cleaning supplies, a steel door, nearly invisible, was spotted. Locked. Heavy. The staff claimed it was for maintenance. But when the inspector demanded the key, a tense silence followed. Then came the sound Ada would remember for the rest of her life, the sound of a sledgehammer crashing into metal. The door gave way. The air changed instantly. The smell of mold, rust, and human misery hit the team. The long stairwell was dimly lit, and every step downward felt like a descent into hell. What they found was a scene that would haunt even veteran officers. A long, narrow corridor lined with steel crypts, some still occupied by tiny, wailing newborns. Girls, frightened, broken, and chained to bedposts. The sound of cries that hadn't stopped for days, weeks, months. Ada pushed past the officers, calling out for Chika. The walls felt like they were closing in as she searched every room, every bed. And then, finally, a sound. A faint whisper. Ada. Her heart stopped. In a corner room, shaking and pale, was Chika. The sister Ada had refused to give up on. The sister the world had forgotten. The moments that followed were a blur. Ada sank to the floor, cradling Chika as the officers called for medical help. The inspector spoke into a radio, barking orders. The other girls were freed one by one, wrapped in blankets, led out from the corridors that had been their prison. The staff of the hospital had disappeared. The owners. Gone. The doctor in charge. Nowhere to be found. But evidence lined the corridors, files upon files, names upon names. The hospital hadn't been treating patients. It had been trafficking girls and selling newborns. A medical facility by day. A black market by night. The news shook Abuja to its core. Overnight, the beautiful hospital in Gariki became a symbol of terror. The media descended upon its gates. The public, once deceived by its sleek facade, now cursed its name. Protesters lined the streets. The authorities promised a thorough investigation. Ada refused to leave Chika's side. The younger sister, pale and frightened, was tended to in a secure medical facility. The trauma was deep. The wounds weren't just physical, they sank deep into the heart. Yet in those moments, surrounded by family, Chika spoke softly for the first time in days. "Thank you, Ada. You came for me." Ada held her sister close as hot tears streamed down her cheeks. "I'll never stop looking for you, Chika. Never." As the case progressed, details emerged that made the city shudder. Dozens of girls had gone missing from bus stops, marketplaces, and neighborhoods. Newborns were sold to wealthy buyers across Nigeria and beyond. The hospital staff acted as recruiters, kidnappers, and traffickers. The owners of the hospital were well-connected elites who had long evaded justice. But the evidence was too strong, and the public outcry too deafening. The staff, the doctors, and every hand that facilitated this horror were hunted down. Trials were conducted. Sentences announced. The owners tracked down across borders and brought to court. The scandal shook institutions and reshaped policies across Nigeria. 5 years later, the building still stands, abandoned, condemned, its gates chained shut. Its windows, once polished and welcoming, now sag in decay. Its walls bear witness to a tragedy that will never be forgotten. People walk by and lower their heads, whispering prayers for the lost. The girls who suffered within its walls have gone on to rebuild their lives. Some have returned to their families. Others have started anew in faraway places. All bear scars that only they can understand. But for Ada and Chika, the bond that was nearly broken became unbreakable. Together, they carry the weight of remembrance, a promise never to forget, and a warning for others. Trust, but verify. Not every smile is genuine. Not every place is safe. Not every door that opens to you is meant for the living.